Hello everyone, happy Friday. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Sophia, and for all of my returning watchers, thanks so much for popping back on. Welcome to London. Shall we roll the intro and spill the tea? I think so. Catch you in a minute. Alrighty everyone, welcome back from intro. So like I said, welcome to London. I love a reality TV tell-all, so welcome to my tell-all because it's been a while since we've spilled the tea and it's been a while since we've chatted. One, I'm sorry about that. I miss you all. I miss you all terribly. I know you miss me just as much. I miss being creative on this platform, and while I'm here in London, one of my goals is to be more creative on my platforms, but specifically in the content creation area of things, because I think I'm gonna have to start doing that more for what I want to do career-wise. So anyways, I'm in London now, and I'm sure people are trying to connect the dots as to how this all happened, and so I'm here to tell you. But I got to London a week ago today, so we're 1 week in. We're killing it. It was a rocky start. It was a rocky start, ladies and gentlemen. It was kind of a rocky month of August, I'm not gonna lie, because there was a lot of big changes, and I think with anybody, we all know that change is hard. I had a place that was very comfortable to live. I had my cute little posh apartment, my sweet puppy. I had beautiful friends that I loved. We were hanging out all the time. I had a job I adored. It's hard to just pick up and decide, yeah, I gotta do this, and that involves me moving across the world. So I graduated in May, but before I graduated, I had the pleasure of coming to London with my school, and we had a lecturer with one of the professors that I'm at now, at the college I'm at now, and he was speaking on personal styling. And it was about how clothes have the power to just transform the way somebody feels. And color has the power to transform how people approach you. And that just really spoke to me, because that's something I believe full-heartedly. I think clothes can make you feel something about yourself, a deep confidence or something maybe. But I've had the pleasure of styling several friends and family members, doing color analysis with my friends, and really my love for styling came from my brides, because it's really, really special to see somebody who comes in nervous and says, I hate to shop. I don't like how I look. I don't like how clothes feel on me. But then you start to know them, you start to peel back the layers, and you find what it is that makes them tick, and then you find something that makes them feel beautiful. And when they see that what they feel, and they light up, I can't even describe it, but like when they feel beautiful, you can tell, and you've done your job. And that's what I love about styling. It's making people feel this confidence, this beauty that maybe they don't feel every day, or maybe they haven't felt in a long time, or maybe they haven't ever felt. And I think, often it's really hard to lose ourselves. It's really hard to lose our style. I certainly have, and I've certainly been on this journey to combat my personal style, because it truly is a part of yourself, and it makes a difference in how you show up to everyday life. And so I'm here to pursue this crazy, wild vision of being a stylist. And that kind of sounds like, oh, I'm going to be an artist, or, oh, I'm going to be a musician. You know what I mean? It doesn't sound, necessarily like a career that's sustainable, but I think I can do it. I know I can. And I think this course, it's more of a work-study program, I should say. It's more hands-on learning. It's more guided industry experience than, necessarily classwork, but it's gonna, I think, give me that edge that I need. But let me tell you, I had a rocky start getting here, okay? I had a rocky start leaving Florida because moving is difficult, nonetheless. It's hard to say goodbye. It's hard to pack up. I'm still not over the fact I had to leave Dolly. If anybody knows anything about me, it's that I love my dog. I have Dachshund merch on everything. But I knew this was the right thing that I had to do, and so we're here and we're doing it. But got to London a week ago, and originally I had full intent to bring Dolly. Once I was accepted to this program, I was like, I will accept if I can bring my dog. And they were like, sure, you can bring your dog as long as you get your dog over here, you get your dog home. So we went through all the paperwork. We went through all the extra vaccines. We went through all of the doctor's appointments. We did it all. And then we were to that final step. I just had to call, add her to the airline ticket. And they said, hey, that's great. You've got all that stuff done. But there's a rabies outbreak. And so there's no pets entering via aircraft. And I was like, no. So I looked into so many options to get her here, and like some of them were like crazy. Like these people wanted me to send my dog on an airplane from Atlanta to Germany, and from Germany to London, and overnight her at a kennel, and then pick her up. I was like, I can't send my dog to Germany, so sweet Dolly is staying with her grandma. Thanks, Mom, for watching your crazy granddaughter for 3 months. I miss her so much. Nobody's chewed up any of my shoes. No one's waking me up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to the bathroom. She doesn't actually do that, but she gets antsy around then. But we're here to grind. So the first part of my class is more editorial styling, and the personal styling comes towards the end of the term. But let me tell you, I walked in day one, and it is fashion. It is high fashion school, and let me tell you, it's a little intense. And I walked in and I was like, I have my little school backpack on, like my color. I'm like, hi everyone. And it was just like, I don't want to say it was like the Devil Wears Prada environment, because it wasn't quite that, but it was like fashion. And I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? But it's been quite the first week. But the first place that I had checked into last week, like I said, I had full intents to bring Dolly, so I had booked an Airbnb because I needed it to be pet friendly, and hotels and the student housing accommodations, they wouldn't let you bring pets. And so I was like, no worries, we'll do an Airbnb. So I get to the Airbnb after I get off my red-eye flight. I have like all my luggage. I get dropped off and I'm like, where am I? And then I finally get into this cottage, and it's beautiful on the outside. It's the reason I booked it. It has a fenced-in yard. There's a white little cottage. It's got flowers, but I'm out in the middle of nowhere, which I didn't quite fully realize how out in the middle of nowhere I was. And I get in and I'm like, okay, all right, we can make do, kind of thing. And I did what you should never do. I take a nap on the couch. After a red eye, you never should sleep, but I was exhausted. So I took a nap and I woke up to mice scurrying everywhere. There's mice everywhere. And now that might be an exaggeration. There was at least 4 or 5 of them. And they're scampering through the living room, and they're scampering through the kitchen. And I was like, what am I doing? And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna panic. I'm gonna take a deep breath, like Cinderella was friends with the mice. I'm blonde. Like, maybe I'll wake up and they will have made me a dress. I was like, I'm too tired to deal with this tonight. So I go to bed and I wake up in the morning and there's mice still everywhere. And so I do a little bit more exploration, a little bit more exploring, right? And there's mouse traps everywhere. They're on the kitchen sink. They're everywhere. There's poo everywhere. There's moths flying everywhere. I was like, I don't want to unpack any of my stuff. It's all going to get chewed alive, these little mice. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, thank goodness I didn't bring my dog because this is crazy. So I'm messaging the Airbnb guy like, hey, we got some problems. And he was like, don't worry, I'm going to send Chap over. And I'm like, okay, send a Chap over. So this man just comes in. I'm like, hello. And he was like, I'm just gonna move the refrigerator and put chemicals down back there. And I was like, one, in my head, I'm like, ooh, don't love that, because that seems really mean to these little brown furry mice babies. And then two, I said, sir, if a mouse eats it and dies back there behind the fridge, what am I supposed to do with it? Like, I am here for fashion school. Like, I'm a girl. I'm a little child girl. I'm not gonna deal with the dead mouse. Like, I'm sure I could really be brave and do it, but like, that's not what I signed up for. You know what I mean? Like, was really just not feeling in the cards for me, you know? And he was just like, I don't know, we'll figure it out. And I was just like, so we did some digging, and turns out that's a big no on Airbnb's side. So I was able to get out of my contract with them, blah, 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 blah. My mom put me up in a hotel for 2 nights. It was the best sleep that I got ever because it was like such a fancy hotel. She's been on a roll with Booking.com as of late, and I don't know what's going on because we usually get like Booking.com hotels, and I'm like, okay, Booking.com. But this has been Booking. Yeah, it's been like, okay, we're killing it. But I finally was like, well, then I was without a place because I didn't know where to go. And so I'm at the hotel, I'm trying to look all over the places, but I found student accommodation, which is essentially, it's a building owned by it's like apartment dorm for students, and you can rent by semester, which is quite lovely. So that's what I've been able to do because I'm only here for a semester. So I've moved in. I'm right across the street from the tube station. I've got a kitchen, my full bed. It came furnished, it came with accommodations. So we're here now. We're doing much better. And if I had known in my head that I wasn't gonna bring Dolly, I probably would have started with this because this has been so much better. And I was finally able to unpack and settle in a little bit. But school was good. We did our first photo shoot the second day of class, and it was quite interesting nonetheless. But I do feel like I still have a lot to learn. And you're like, Sophia, it's only the second day. Of course, you have a lot to learn. But we're gonna stay positive and optimistic, and hopefully I'll get some good feedback soon. But this weekend I'm working Fashion Week pretty much Thursday through Sunday. It's gonna be a long week. It's a lot of black clothes. And I can't wait to see what the looks are, what they've put together. I can't wait to meet the models. I think it's gonna be really fun to work and just kind of see the background of things here. I've worked Fashion Week in New York, and I've also worked Bridal Week in New York, but I think this will be quite interesting to see. I'm working with one designer that they're all international designers from all over the world, and it's like a collaborative show. The other one looks very like grunge, cool girl meets fun, funky colors. It's just gonna be a neat environment to just be a part of. So I can't wait to take part. Tomorrow we've got model fittings, same with the next day, and then it shows all weekend, so it'll be fun. But anyways, that's my ramble. I've kept you far long enough, but I hope you have a happy Friday. Do something that makes you happy. But like I said, my goal here is to, while I'm here, is to meet with you guys a little bit more. And I do want to make this more of a conversation, more of a lifestyle, more of a touristy video, fashion, lifestyle, health, whatever kind of page, and just kind of make it all inclusive. I am definitely a stylist girly, fashion color, dopamine dresser girly, but I think there's just so many other fun things that I would like to talk about with you all. So enough is enough. I'll let you go, but I hope you have a great Friday. I'm so tired. It's almost 9 o'clock here. I better go to bed. And I will catch you all on the flip side. So catch you next time. Have a good one. Love you lots. Bye.